Are you ready for the cold temperatures? Because you better be tonight. It's not going to be all that warm. Skies are beginning to clear out there this evening, and as that cold air mass settles in, temperatures will be heading down rapidly under mostly clear skies. Now, we could see a little fog in some low sheltered areas, but not much other cloud cover expected. In fact, even in coastal cities, we'll see temperatures approaching the low 40s just after midnight, with a destination for most locations in the 30s overnight. Here's what future track looks like. You can see clouds on the decrease, sure, a few hanging out over the hills and in some of those valleys here for the next several hours, but we'll continue to see drier air mixing in, and that's going to allow us to continue to clear out. So this is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Not seeing much cloud cover left, except maybe a little bit of fog in some of our southern valleys, and that's where the air is going to be the coldest, honestly, as we head into tomorrow morning. Winds will also start to die down. Obviously, they've been pretty blustery today. We may see a little bit of wind over the hills and in exposed areas, but ultimately a pretty calm morning for most locations. Now into the day tomorrow, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. It's going to warm up a little bit, but that air mass is still going to stay pretty chilly. So even with some sunshine tomorrow, we should have a lot of it. Outside of a few thin high clouds, it's not going to be all that warm. Clouds will increase late tomorrow, but otherwise expecting a sunny day. Let's talk about those temperatures. Santa Cruz Mountains overnight, on average, cities in the valleys expecting mid-30s. Now, you see 35 on your map and you think, oh gosh, oh good, I'm fine. I don't need to worry about frost. Well, keep in mind when I make a forecast for any of these cities, this is kind of an average forecast for the footprint of the city. And you know, in like Boulder Creek and Ben Lomond, Scotts Valley, we're not all sitting on a flat plane at the same elevation. So some of us are going to be warmer, some of us are going to be colder. I'm always shooting for the middle. I don't like to scare people with extremes, so we shoot for the middle. So if you see a low of 35, especially if you live in the hills, some low areas could be at 30. It's possible overnight. And if you're on the hillside, it could be 42. So prepare for a little patchy frost in areas that frost regularly. You know where you live. If you've lived in these areas for a while, you know, if you get frost a few times a year, you might see some tomorrow morning. Certainly it'll be possible. Even in the 30s in Santa Cruz and Capitola overnight, highs back in the 60s in the valleys and on the coast, staying in the 50s in the hills tomorrow. On the east shore of the bay, we are going to see lows in the 30s, highs back in the low 60s tomorrow, and we start to see some of those alerts I told you about, including the frost advisory, which is basically from Salinas southward, Prunedale eastward, San Juan, Batista, Hollister, you're under that frost advisory with temperatures in the mid-30s overnight. Certainly can see patchy frost. Highs return to the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. On the peninsula tomorrow, expecting lows in the upper 30s to low 40s, highs upper 50s to around 60. So not the coldest spot, but certainly not going to feel all that warm. And down south, all sorts of alerts. We have the freeze warning that includes the Pinnacles, Parkfield, Bradley. King City, you're technically in the freeze warning. I think we'll see a low in the mid-30s, though. You can still see some patchy frost. You're definitely going to be seeing some patchy frost at the rest of the Salinas Valley as well, so prepare for that. Now, beyond tomorrow, let's talk about what's next. So the cold air mass moves out, so the trough's leaving us, and then we're tracking this next system. This one is expected to be here late Sunday into Monday. It looks like it kind of falls apart. Still think we can see maybe some drizzle overnight, Sunday into Monday morning. That's about it. Otherwise, high pressure to the south is really fighting back here over the next couple days and trying to keep storms pushed to the north. Now, that could change a little bit next week, so make sure to stay tuned to the forecast, but right now, looks like the high wind's out, and if it does so, well, we're going to warm up. Here's that 7-day forecast for coastal cities. Temperatures staying somewhat cool here for the next several days, below normal certainly. Again, there's that chance of some light drizzly stuff late Sunday into Monday. Monday will be windy, by the way, on the backside of that system. That should be the windiest day of the next 7, though. And look, it looks pretty nice next week. Highs in the mid-60s by Wednesday, maybe even upper 60s on the coast by Thursday. We've gone through now a week and a half probably of cool temps, so you'll probably enjoy that. Inland areas probably won't see any precip with that Sunday, Monday system, but you will cool down and see some wind, but highs back in the 70s by the time we get to Thursday. Doesn't that sound nice?